Got it clean? Oh my gosh, it just seems so dark. Every time I go live from my computer, it's just weird looking. It's all grainy. Anyway, you guys, hello, 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 hello. This is I just woke up and I only had one sip of coffee look. So, hi, my name is Josie, for those of you who are new to my channel. Hello, Sarah. Thank you so much. It's right here, darling. It is right here. Thank you so much for being here with me, Sarah. Because I don't know what M-class solar flares, all of these things popping off. Look. I had some healing literally sneak up on me. I had some vision, some clarity, some realization literally sneak up on me. Last night, I didn't know what was happening. I was just feeling my feelings and I was happy about it. I was celebrating because I was like, oh my gosh, I have identified that I feel sad and I'm taking the action of crying, even though I didn't know why I felt sad. That last night is when I realized I was crying because I was sad, and I was like, oh, this is great. So therefore, I couldn't keep crying because I was sad, because then I was crying because I was happy, because I was crying because I was sad. Drama. Okay, when you've experienced trauma in your life, I know that it can kind of jack up your emotions and your response to things. So for me, that was an accomplishment. Crying when I felt sadness, particularly, not anger, not bitterness, not resentfulness, but sadness particularly, because honestly, I'm telling y'all, I used to literally envy people who could cry because they felt sad. Maybe because they missed somebody or whatever, right? Like, I couldn't do it. I don't know where the tears were. I had the feeling, but the tears did not happen for me. Okay. So that was like a whole ass victory last night. I was like, oh my gosh. And you know what's so crazy? I'm not sure if any of my younger children remember seeing me cry, but I know my oldest, the one time he saw me cry, he lost his mind, because you don't see me crying, period, for any reason. That's just not something you see. I'm not the person that you see crying at will, just for anything, so it's not normal. And a lot of people can't handle it when I am full blown in emotion. Okay. So especially if it's not such a good emotion, is that energy is strong. My aura is like enveloping. I'm like the freaking blob. So if I'm really strong in emotion, the first reaction that people get is to get as far away as possible. Anyway, yeah, I've realized some things, you guys. As a lot of you know who have been rocking with me for years, okay, I have another YouTube channel. Okay, when I was Eccentric Services, that still exists. And this is the new YouTube channel because I wanted to create a lifestyle company. Therefore, I could do a whole bunch of different stuff within an umbrella, right? 50 Essentials is about a high vibrational lifestyle that includes a few different areas of life. It's like a comprehensive approach to wellness and metaphysics per se, right? But I started way back in 2015, you guys. Okay, 2015 is when I started with YouTube and these psychic readings and engaging the public. Okay. Yeah, Sarah was like, we don't show them emotions to our babies. My very first YouTube channel, guys, I don't know what happened, but I woke up one day and literally decided to delete that channel and all of its content. Okay. And I had almost like 500 videos. Okay. My very first YouTube channel, I literally deleted it, and I had a little celebration and everything afterwards. I was so happy. I was free from YouTube. I had this inspiration come over me, and I'm like, screw this. This is not my thing. I don't want to deal with it. I can't do this. Right. And I was good for about maybe 4 months. And what's so crazy is I kept running into people and just synchronicities that kept telling me, you know, you need to do YouTube again. Like, you need to do this again. Like, it came from outside of me. And I held my ground for a little while. I did. And I was like, no, I feel so much more freer, you know, and less stressed out, knowing that I don't have to put out 12 videos every month, right? And energy updates and blah, 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 right? Because YouTube was never intended to be monetized. Like, I never intended to get rich from YouTube, okay? So it was a form of service for me. And that's why I always had something else going on outside of YouTube. And that's why y'all would see me all over the place doing my thing. I always had something else going on outside of YouTube, a whole life. Okay. And I literally deleted my very first YouTube channel. Some would say I gave up, right? Some would say that I let my frustration get the best of me. I'm a sacral authority generator. My not self is frustration. So my frustration is either going to tell me that I need to step back and just take it slow, or I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. It's either of those things. It's either something that I don't really necessarily need to give up on. I just need to back it up and bite off little pieces, right? Or I just need to scrap the whole thing, period. So back then, you know, I was thinking, okay, everybody seems to want this, so I'll do it again. So I created the Eccentric Services channel. And I had a different mentality toward it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go at my own pace, and I'm gonna just post when I'm able to, and I'm not gonna really take it so seriously. You know, I'm not gonna have this stepchild and evil stepmother relationship that I had with YouTube. I'm just gonna be nonchalant about it. And that worked. That worked for Eccentric Services channel. The thing is, my problem is being boxed into being a reader, to flipping cards. That's what everybody wanted. They wanted the readings. And I'm like, I'm not a reader. I know readers, okay? And I'm not a reader. And I was saying that a lot, especially like in 2018. I'm not a reader. Yes, it's great. I got psychic abilities and I can effectively dish out information, blah, blah, blah. But I am a psychic channel. I'm not a reader. There's a difference. Psychic readers love what they do. They are ready. They look forward to coming and sitting down at some fancy table with an awesome background, flipping these cards, saying, "Oh, girl, look, you got this going on. Oh my gosh, guy, you got this going on." They like that, because that's the part I think a lot of people miss. And I know because I'm very good at acting. I was probably an actor in a past life, but I don't actually like doing readings for social media. I don't like it. Never have. I just do it so for the audience. I'm like pacifying the audience so they will see my other content that I'm producing and trying to sneak in, right? My audience wants me to do psychic readings. A lot of the people that I know way from back in 2015, 16, that's all they know me as is this psychic reader. And I'm sitting here, look, I guarantee y'all, I am not a psychic reader, okay? Because if I was, then I would be able, in my mind, this is just the way that I think, I would be able to do readings in a way that doesn't make me feel burnt out. And I would be able to do readings and that's it. That's what everybody would know me as, and that's everything that I would do. Life would be about doing readings. Kind of like when I was just doing massage therapy by itself. That's what my profession was. That's what life was all about. I was a massage therapist. Okay, I'm a person that has to do one thing at a time. Let me bring you back to my human design. Okay, I'm a generator with sacral authority that literally only has one voice. I'm not split definition, nothing like that. I only have one voice that I hear. This is why I'm able to make decisions quickly. Okay, so I don't pride myself in multitasking. I know how to say that I don't know how to do something and I need to hire somebody else to do it, or somebody else just needs to do it. Because I don't try to attempt to do things just because I want to be cheap or don't want to wait, blah, blah, blah. That's not my forte. But I keep getting pushed into this way of being that's just not me. It's not me. Okay. I love connecting to higher beings. I love doing DNA activation, speaking light language, all of that stuff. But it's not something that I would want to be doing for social media. That's more so when I'm doing energy healing work, because my energy healing work would look like getting your energy healing and also having a consultation afterwards about everything that I saw, whatever information you needed, etc. Right? Guided meditations, classes, courses, instruction. That's more of my thing there. So while you guys have been watching my channel, enjoying the entertainment of the readings, I've been out here teaching Qigong, doing energy activations, doing energy work, okay? Doing guided meditations, all kinds of stuff that's not flipping cards. Do you see what I mean? And y'all don't see any of that. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to make a change. Because I thought that it's just because I'm a minimalist that I don't collect tarot cards or oracle cards and all this and that. I thought it was just that was the reason. But no, I just really don't like reading like that. And what's so crazy is if I stop reading professionally, like out for the public, I may still do readings here and there for people who already are connected to me and have had a reading from me before. But if I stop offering readings, that may be the point where I actually collect more decks. I don't know. It just works like that sometimes. For me, if I feel like I have to do something, I'm less likely to want to do it. I got Aquarius rising, you guys, for Vedic astrology. I'm very rebellious, okay? The more freedom I feel, the closer I'm going to be to whatever that is. Okay, I don't like constriction. She said, I dislike the limitation. I want to do everything, but I know I can't. Exactly. So the way that Fit the Essentials is set up is literally to give you a zoomed out view of an example of a high vibrational life. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be bouncing around, laughing and smiling and full of all of this delicious joy all the time. You're going to get it all, just like you're getting it now. You need to know that it's okay to go through and have these ups and downs and these weird moments. I love having the energy updates, especially when I have a co-host. It's great. I actually prefer to have Shashu doing the energy updates with me. Now I done got used to it. I got spoiled. um, I like the energy updates, you guys. I just don't like having to put out 12 videos every month for readings. You know, I need to have a conversation with you. I need to have something to respond to. My strategy is to respond. So if I'm doing energy, if I'm doing readings and the next time I hear from you is when you want another reading, and we never talk about the resolution of whatever you got the first reading for, I just don't feel good about that. I'm more of a mentor than I am a person that's like a news station that's just putting out information and not caring what you do with it. I need that feedback because I'm about transforming lives. I'm not about just putting out information. And I'm not saying that those readers out there, that's what they're doing. No, that's their gift and they're good at it. I got some favorite readers of mine that I follow. I'm saying that I need you to like connect with me in a way where it's a two-way street, where it's a dance. I need to know that you're doing something with your life and that you're not just coming to me. Okay? Like, I need that evidence. Other people don't need that. I do, because my purpose is transformation, not only of myself, but of everybody I come in contact with. There's a transformation that is going to naturally happen. Do you see what I mean? And my discipline is based off of the work that I do. I figured that out too, loves. Okay. So if I need to meditate more, or if I'm falling off and I'm not meditating, the way it has to work for me is that I need to start doing more guided meditations for groups and individuals. Because if I'm doing that, it forces me to have to make sure that I'm doing it. It forces me into integrity. I notice that when I'm not working, I'm not doing my own discipline. Okay. And whatever it is that I need or I want more of, that's what I need to be doing with the public. Okay. My moon is in Scorpio in the 10th house of the public sector. Moon, my needs, my innermost desires. Okay. And it's in Scorpio. I need to have deep ass transformative interactions with the public. Okay. This is why I've been a massage therapist for so many years. I've always been in some kind of health field, but when I got into massage therapy, that was the longest I ever did any kind of profession. And that makes sense for a Scorpio moon in the 10th house. You're really like you're having a whole vulnerable experience with people. You know, people trusting you with their bodies is a big deal. Okay. That's a whole Scorpio thing right there. Okay. And then when you add metaphysics to it, when you add energy work to it, that's a whole nother level of trust. And I'm doing what matches with my career in the 10th house, Scorpio moon, as far as all of the like the area that I'm in, but the readings does not, I'm just not feeling the same way. You see what I mean? The massage therapy, the energy healing, the classes and mentorships, even the Qigong fits, but the readings has just been something I've been doing to keep people's attention, I feel, honestly. Mom popped on. Hey, Mom. What about psychic human design? Psychic human. Mom, just a thought. LOL. What about what? My mom. What? Let me sip this coffee. Hold on, my brain. Wait. You're right, because if we're not changing every day, we're not changing. Okay, that's what Mom said. You guys, if you've ever wondered why I'm always here and there, up and down, left and right, she was doing this, now she's doing this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. I'm a Sagittarius sun, Aquarius rising, and a Scorpio moon. Okay, this is all Vedic astrology. Y'all know how I roll. Okay, Sag sun, Aquarius rising, Scorpio moon. What does that tell you? I'm the student, I'm the teacher, I'm the visionary, the humanitarian, and I am the grim reaper. Okay, I am transformation itself. I am always naturally being thrown into transformative situations as my being. It's always transforming. Okay, so whenever I interact with anybody, I don't even have to think about it. When I interact with people, they transform. Okay, when I was traveling across the United States, you guys, I would get to a hostel or I would get to an Airbnb, and not once would I be thinking in my mind, I'm about to change some people's lives up in here. I'm about to do some work. No, I was thinking, oh my God, I hope nobody, notices me. I hope nobody comes and asks me any questions. I want to rest. I want to just chill and enjoy myself. And then next thing you know, I got 4 people somewhere in somebody else's house doing a guided meditation. I'm teaching somebody Qigong. It just happens. I kid you not. I could be out somewhere trying to hide and do Qigong just for myself, and it turns into a thing. Okay, somehow, some way, somebody will find out that I do readings and it'll turn into a thing. I don't intentionally go into these situations. And it could be even a whole 100% 3D situation. Somehow, some way, I will say something. I will respond a certain way, or somebody will just freak out because I'm super calm or I'm smiling. Just my joy intrigues people sometimes. I've run into situations where a conversation was striked up because they couldn't understand how I was so happy. Why I was so unbothered. This is the whole chosen ones thing, you guys. This is that whole chosen ones storyline. You're untouchable. And it's not that you're invincible. It's that you're just not bothered. And y'all already knew that we were going to get here to where it was going to be real obvious who you guys are, because you chose to be the one that is unbothered. Okay, and they're going to see it and they're going to be attracted to it and they're going to be intrigued. But what they don't realize is the moment that I start to respond to them, activations start happening. I don't ever have to see that person again, but I know that their lives have changed in some kind of way. And that's what we're all out here doing as light warriors, light workers. You You don't always even have to talk about metaphysics or do anything woo-woo. You could just be kind to somebody and that's it, you know. Them DNA activations are real. All this beautiful, you're a multi-dimensional. Oh, I love you too, Sarah. So yeah, this is why I have such a hard time with people being like close to me, hanging around with me too much. My kids are different because, and it's not just because my kids, y'all get it, don't get it twisted. Y'all really need to look at y'all kids' birth chart and y'all human designs, okay? All of my children, all 4 of them are manifesting generators, okay? And they're all boys, males, right? This is why they are able to handle my energy more than their fathers or other people who don't have that energy. They have the energy to go toe to toe with me because the key word is we all have that generator energy, period. But then when you have a projector, a manifester, anybody that doesn't have that generator energy, they can get tired because they don't realize this is everyday life. Things happen. I did not get here where I am with the amount of wisdom that I have, okay, by having a normal, regular paced life. When I went to go to an editor to try to start writing my, my first half of my life autobiography, blah, 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 they looked at me like, what? Like, it was kind of like they were offended or confused, or they just did not, they were like, maybe they thought I was full of myself. I have no idea. But they asked me, why are you trying to write like your life story at 30 years old? Right? And I was like, well, this is the first volume because it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. It's been a lot since day one. Again, with the way my energy is set up, part of my purpose was to accumulate a lot of experiences. This is why I seem to facilitate first-time experiences for a lot of the other people that I meet. So then when I'm talking to the lady, when I'm answering her question, I don't know if she was expecting me to say 2 or 3 things, and that's why I feel like I need to write a book. I'm trying to document some of this stuff because it's a lot. But it wasn't until she realized that I had lived enough for somebody who was almost 60 years old. I had had that many experiences that she was like, oh, I see. And I'm like, yeah, I hit the ground running. Okay. You guys, all of the experiences that I've had all the way up to this point allowed me to be of service to humanity. I didn't like it back then, but I understand it now. Doesn't mean that I don't still have to manifest just like you, and I don't have to figure things out. I'm always having new experiences. It's just that everything happens really quickly. So one moment you will see me and it'll look like I'm doing something and this is what I'm about and this is my life. And then the next thing you know, it looks completely different. And that's okay for me. It shouldn't bother you because you're not living my life. You see what I mean? But it tends to bother people. And they want so badly certain things from me. What they don't see is my loyalty and consistency, because it's hard to see when it doesn't look like societal standards. Okay. I'm the only constant in my kid's life. I'm there consistently, right? That is my grounding. They are my anchor, no matter what it looks like to anybody else. And I don't necessarily, I'm not one of them people that feels like I have a need to be at home and doing a routine every day. But I noticed that a lot of people project their needs onto me. Well, you need this and you need that. Well, you got kids. You got to do this. Yet, no, because I guarantee you I will find a way to do it without doing it that way. There's a million ways to do one thing. A lot of people think I got all kinds of money because of all of the stuff that I be doing. No, when my kids were homeschooling and we were traveling, they were in K-12. It's free public school online. Even the private school my kids are in right now, scholarships, okay? I'm literally paying for my kids to go to private school because y'all know why. Come on now, that's a no-brainer. They almost finna not even go to private school. So I'm gonna have to school them myself soon the way the world is acting. I'm just saying. But even with scholarships, I'm having to pay for it. And was it in my budget? No, it was not in my budget. Okay. But it was very important to me not to put them in another public school. They needed a smaller environment. They needed a different curriculum. You know, they're doing project-based learning, and they have curriculum that includes financial education and things like that public schools don't. They needed that, like on a soul level, okay? And I was willing to make the adjustments. I was willing to manifest it. I did not know how everything was going to happen, but as soon as I took the action, again, the universe came to my aid. There's a level of trust that is ridiculous, okay? Because that's where you have to be with everything changing. You really have to trust in the source divine light within you and know you're going to be okay and know that you are powerful. I did not get here to this point by somebody holding my hands. I got dropped a lot. I've dealt with abandonment. I've dealt with disappointment. I've dealt with trauma. I've dealt with a lot of things. I've had quite a bit of counseling. This is the reason why I'm able to speak to you guys and actually explain things to you, even though I'm not having your experiences. And again, that Scorpio energy has a general sense of human nature naturally, okay? I'm very aware, and I don't underestimate people. I'm aware of how great people can be and how horrible people can be, even when they're not taking those actions. So I don't underestimate. Everybody is fully capable in the right circumstances, okay? Mom, I think you're right, because readings somehow make people more codependent when the whole point is to be transformed. Well, Mom, guidance is guidance, right? What you do with it is your prerogative. Some people are chosen to do readings, and we all benefit when we flow in our own vibes. Exactly. And I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I don't need y'all to get it twisted, okay? Psychic readings are helpful. They're a form of guidance, and you can do whatever you want to do with them. But as far as the mechanism in which I operate, readings are not my primary function. Okay? They're not. It takes a lot of energy for me to get in front of this camera and do those monthly readings for you guys. It feels like a task. It doesn't make me expand. It doesn't, and I have to be in a mood. Too much has to happen for me to be consistent with that. But when it comes to energy work, when it comes to teaching something, I'm doing that all day, every day. I can't even help it. Sometimes I have to stop myself because I'm always trying to teach something or for me, I love teaching moments. When something happens in life, I'll stop everything and be like, you see what's happening right now? You paying attention? This is this, and this, I'm all about awareness. and in the moment, like a wizard that's teaching an apprentice, I'm like, you see how that did that, and now this is happening. This is what I want you to pay attention to. Don't forget this. Follow the trends. And I'm all about replication. If you see something's working for you, you need to make sure you were aware through the whole process so that you can replicate it. Abundance is super easy, but it requires you to step back and observe and be expanded. And it's not easy to do that in this world. Okay. But yeah, y'all. So if you notice the channel changing, if you notice more Qigong stuff, if you notice more stuff about massage therapy or the body itself or physiology or whatever, that's what's happening. I'm just doing what lights me up because that's my strategy. Okay. I need to do more of what lights me up and stop doing my not self theme, the whole what other people want me to do. I can't do that anymore. I'm too tired. I'm tired, y'all. I have to renew my license in August. I'm trying to go to this class, and I want to see what life is like without readings. I want to see what happens when that's not an option. Because when I manifest, a lot of times, there may be a time where I call in people who want like an appointment to get a reading. I want to just eliminate that whole section and see, because I like to challenge myself. I got Mars in my first house. I want to see what happens and where it comes from. I want to create a space. I'm going to remove the readings and create a space to see where that manifestation comes from without the options of readings being there. Okay. I want to see, honestly, if I can manifest without readings at all. Of course I can, but I want to see what it looks like, right? I want to see where that's going to come from, because a lot of my income from 50 Essentials comes from readings. So again, I'm one of those people, again, that Pluto energy. I will destroy something just to prove to myself that I didn't need it. Okay? That it wasn't necessary, especially, again, if it wasn't something that I absolutely loved. So I will clear the space. I will bust it down to the foundation to see what was behind this building, to see the new possibilities. It's time for expansion. It's time for new possibilities here. So yeah, I'm going through some things, and we're just going to see what this looks like. It's all an experiment. I'm not serious and constrictive and saying to you guys, this is how it's going to be. We're no longer functioning in a concrete way. It's going to be fluid, and it's going to be about what feels good. Okay. We're going to see what this looks like. It's just like if I was painting something. I'm going to be in more control by surrendering and releasing some of the things that have made me feel constricted. That is what's going to give me more control and more, what do you call that? Stability, security. And, naturally in your mind, you don't think that releasing and letting go will give you more security, but it does. And every now and again, this just naturally happens with me. So I'm used to it at this point, and I'm like, oh, here we go, something's changing. I'm realizing some things. Okay, here we go. Let's ride this wave. But yeah, that's my rant right now. Hopefully, my story has helped somebody, because I like doing these too. I like doing my random rants. So y'all may see more of that. Um, as I go through life, I like to share what I've learned, how I feel, things like that, so you can have something to relate to and understand that we are still, even though all of this magical stuff is happening and the world is changing, that we are still here together and going through things together. And there's some still very 3D things that are being worked through and released, while we're also these amazing multi-dimensional whole beings with different aspects that show up whenever they're necessary, right? It's okay to be all of you at any point in time. And that's what this is about. Okay? It's okay to be whatever you need to be when it's necessary. Don't get trapped into that hole. You need to be one way and show consistency and loyal. You're loyal to yourself when you are who you are every moment of your existence. And that's all that matters. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, the words responsibility, loyalty, consistency, if you could just switch them over to states of being and you do what you love naturally, it will simply occur in your relationships. But the moment that you use the word as an instruction, as an expectation, as an intention, it turns into something else inorganic. I'm telling you. We're not even consistent and loyal and faithful to our own selves. We got to practice that first. But once you get that down, it will naturally occur everywhere else in your life. I love coffee. This is why I sell coffee. I'm sharing something that I love. That's it. There's no more explanation. I know that there's people out there that are having a hard time moving away from coffee. So I'm simply giving them a better option because I've been where they are. We here. You can't just cold turkey everything. Let yourself off the hook, man. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're working with each other, we're working with ourselves. And just constantly choose yourself and choose to love yourself in whatever way that looks like, okay? Don't worry about nobody else right now. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't worry. Ooh, don't worry about nobody else, okay? Everybody going to be fine. Everyone will be just fine. Some of y'all needed to hear that. Lord have mercy. But have a beautiful day, loves. I have kept y'all long enough. And welcome to Sunday. I was born on a Sunday. Let me shut up. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.